Hi, I'm Angie. I want to welcome you to National Indoor RV Centers, where we specialize in the sales, storage, service, and detailing of only high-end new and used coaches. So basically, we do it all. Here we are today in our beautiful Atlanta facility, and I get to tell you all about the new 2019 Entegra Aspire. There's lots of new features that we're going to go over today. One of my favorite being, I hope it's yours too, we now have the chrome around our headlights and our fog lights. That's a huge feature. I've been asked for that a lot. We also have a nice chrome piece around our clearance lights up top. And then we have the beautiful Entegra backlight here in front. I love that. You can see the coach coming and going. Entegra only uses the best paint. They use Sickens paint and 3 coats of clear to get this beautiful paint job here. And then we have the protective 3M film across the front end of our cap. Notice the beautiful chrome mirrors. They're heated and internally controlled. We also have our side view camera mounted up in the mirrors so that when you use your left and right turn signals, you can see down the full length of the coach. The Aspire comes standard with a 315 Michelin tire on the front and 295 on the back. This is the second year for Michelin tires, so that was a huge upgrade. On the Aspire, if you get the 38-foot or 40-foot Aspire, you get a 100-gallon fuel tank. When you move up to the 42 and 44s, you get a 150-gallon fuel tank, which is dual fill from both sides. Notice Entegra's flush-mounted slide-out rooms. So this is great. First of all, it looks beautiful, but they actually recess right into the side of the coach. You're not going to have a flap that comes over that could possibly scratch your beautiful paint job, or you're not going to have any wind noise. So that contributes to Entegra's quietest riding, best handling coach on the market today, period. Another question that I always get asked is, when should I put out my slide rooms? So you want to put your slide rooms out when you're at ride height, then you're on those airbags. And as you put your slide outs out, you're going to keep your box, your house, straight. Once you put those jacks down, you've got a firm foundation and you could twist or torque your house or your box. So you always want to do slide outs first, then jacks down, and then when you go to leave, when you're done camping, jacks up, slides in. There's not much more important than storage, so I'm going to show you all of the storage that you get in the Aspire. Let's talk about our first bay here. This is really nice because it's on the passenger side. First bay that you get to, easy to get in. We've got lots of space here. We've got the control for the beautiful Girard awnings that I'll show you how that works. And then we also, the basement for the Aspire is thermostat controlled. So right there we have the thermostat, so we always know what the temperature is in our basement. We don't have to worry about freezing. This right here is the HDMI matrix control box. And I'm going to discuss this a little bit further when we go inside the coach and do a little demo a little later. Here we have our pass-through tray. We can access this from either side of the coach. Makes it really nice to get your items out there. And if you look down in the coach, you can see the X bracing that Entegra puts in their coaches. This is one of 10 X braces throughout this chassis. They do this to strengthen the chassis so that as you're going down the road, the chassis takes the abuse of the road and not your house. Here's our third storage area. Look how nice and big that is. It's so tall. You can get a lot of your items in there. This is much taller than a lot of other manufacturers. So it gives you a lot of space. Notice how nice and clean it is. Do you know why? Because right here in our next bay, we've got our outlets for our central vac. So not only can you keep your storage area nice and clean, you can also pull up your tow vehicle and vacuum that out because you've got a 25-foot hose on that vacuum. So here, if we are not lucky enough to have you as one of our storage customers at any one of our facilities where we always have you hooked up to 50 amp service, then you want to make sure that you cut off complete power to your coach when you go to store it. So this is your battery power shutoff right here. So you can completely turn those batteries off so that you don't have any parasitic draw on your batteries. All right, here we have our heater. That's going to blow 12,000 BTUs. All right, see this little white box right there? That is super important. That is your inverter. Entegra only uses 3,000 watt inverters, and they only use pure sine inverters. So it's the cleanest power. So you don't have to worry about burning up your circuit board on your refrigerator, on your microwave, or your inkjet printer. All right, I want to show you a few things that are behind this panel. So this solenoid is this solenoid that controls the main disconnect in the house. So when you first walk in the door and that main disconnect switch, this is the solenoid that controls that. So if you need to manually turn off that power, you would just turn this to the right, and then if you want to turn it on or energize it, you would just push it down right there. This solenoid brings your chassis and your house batteries together. So when you use your battery boost button, this is what's bringing those two batteries together. Also, say you're driving down the road and your house batteries are getting low, this solenoid is going to bring those together so that you can charge your house batteries off your alternator. Then let's say that you are lucky enough to be one of our storage customers and you're plugged into 50 amp service, but your chassis batteries are starting to get low. This will bring your house and your chassis batteries together and allow the inverter to charge your chassis batteries. This right here is your solar panel control. Now this is an optional feature. If you have this, this will allow you to trickle charge both batteries, your house and your chassis batteries. Now remember, that only works, your solar panels only work when it's sunny outside. So now when it's cloudy, rainy, or nighttime. Here we have our Girard remote control for our awnings. So we've got a couple settings here. We have 00, which is going to control both awnings at the same time. Or 1, we'll just do the first awning. 2, the second awning. Go to 00, and they're going to control both at the same time. So I'm going to hit 00 in. You can see that they're LED lit. They come out nicely. They have that Nova pitch, so you get the extra shade. There is an ignition circuit cutoff to the Girard awnings, so they will not go out if the ignition is on. So this will keep them obviously from coming out when you're driving down the road. So that's very important. As you can see, we're all ready to spend a nice evening or day outside. We've got our Girard awnings out with the LED lights. Now we've got our entertainment center. So we've got a 40-inch 810 Samsung TV with the JBL soundbar. This is new for 2019. You can take out your TV, swivel it. The soundbar comes with the TV now, and you can tilt that as well. You also have a little plug-in here so that if you're underneath the trees, we all love to be in beautiful campgrounds, but if we've got trees over the top of our coach, we're going to have a hard time getting that satellite signal. If you have a portable satellite signal, you can plug that in right there. And we have 110 outlet here as well. We have dual paned windows throughout the coach, and we have our porch light here. And if you notice in the center of the coach, we have our security light. Now that has an option where you can make that motion censored or just turn it on and off. So there's a little white dot above the light. You can't see it right now, but if it has that little white dot, that means that you can make it optional to have it motion activated. Then we have our Girard manual window awnings. So you have those on all your big windows around the coach, not your bathroom window. All right, one more thing about the inverter. Question that I get asked all the time is, why is it up mounted between the chassis rails? So it used to be down in the storage compartment, and you know, I like to pack my storage area completely full, and it didn't, if you did that, pack too much stuff around the inverter, it didn't give it any room to breathe. So then it was overheating, not working. So now they've placed it up between the chassis rails, which actually gives it better airflow, gives us more storage, more place for all of our goods, and it also will add to the heat of the basement during the winter months. So we can still get to the reset button if we need to, and now we have more storage, and that's why they put it up between the chassis rails. Behind this black panel, we have our freshwater tank, which is a 100-gallon freshwater tank. And this right here allows us to actually see how full it is, so that's kind of nice. And we have our gravity fill here, so if you ever want to disinfect your tank, you can do that here, or if you don't have city water that you can hook up to, you can fill the tank here. You can also winterize your coach from right here as well. And they've given us just a little extra space. I know that I'll use it. I've seen customers that have actually used Velcro and hung extension cords and things along here. So use every bit of space that you can. Right here we have our marker lights and our docking lights. Docking lights are great for when you're going into a campground at night, so you can see the curb or those rocks or those picnic tables, those things that just jump out and ruin our little babies. We don't want that to happen. The docking lights are really nice. They've got this front indicator, and then you can see how the light kind of shoots down. New for 2019 is there's one switch at the dash that will turn on all your docking lights, so on both sides and at the rear of the coach. Here is our 15-gallon DEF tank. On most models, this is also, there's a fill for the DEF on the driver's side as well. Everyone always wants to know, how often you need to fill your DEF tank. It's used at 3%, so make it easy here. For every 100 gallons of fuel you use 3 gallons of DEF. And behind our last door on the passenger side of the coach, we have our all-important chassis batteries here and our chassis battery disconnect switches. Here we have our power control center for the back half of the coach. You can see those are all the fuses that you'll need to get to. Then we have our air dryer. This does have a filter that needs to be changed once a year. And then we have our 2 fuel filters that need to be serviced regularly. Then we have our favorite button here. We have our engine door. So we just push that, engine door comes up. We don't have to wrestle with that anymore. It's great. We've all been startled by the air dryer when it does that loud burst of air when it's purging the system of any moisture. Well, Entegra worked with Spartan, and they actually put a muffler on the air dryer, and this is a muffler right here so that we don't have that, we're not startled by that sound anymore. So when we were at the front of the coach, I pointed out one of the huge new features for 2019. Well, we have the same thing in the back of the coach here. You'll notice that our lighting here is all lined in chrome. So that's a huge, upgrade in my book for the 2019 Aspires. The Aspire comes with 450 horsepower on the Cummins ISL engine with 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. The Aspire sits on the K2 Spartan chassis, and they've added this year in 2019 the safe haul feature here. So you have plug in there for your air actuated braking system, so it's already there. You don't have to add that to the coach afterwards. You also have your 2-inch receiver here, and they've raised the exhaust pipe on 2019. So what does that mean? Basically that means with this 15,000-pound hitch, you can tow your double axle trailer with all your toys and your Jeep, which you can buy from us as well. And you're not going to even feel that behind you. Now inside the engine compartment here, first I want to point out that it's insulated. So that's important because that's going to keep the heat in the engine compartment, not in your coach. Then we have our coolant here, our engine oil, hydraulic oil, transmission fluid, our air filter, and our block engine heater. So you can just simply open that up and plug it in. If you're needing to use your block engine heater, then you probably need to go further south. A note on your oil filter, you must change that once a year or every 15,000 miles. So even if you don't drive it that far, you need to change it once a year because you don't want to get moisture in there. So service once a year or every 15,000 miles. All right, here we have the side radiator. This is a big deal for a couple reasons. First of all, it's going to take the ambient air and pull it in to cool the radiator versus the hot air that's coming off the engine and all that debris that's in there as well. So that's going to do a couple of things. It's going to give you better fuel economy, and a little bit more horsepower, because did you know that it takes about 30 horsepower to turn your fan? So if you're making it easier on that fan, you're going to have more horsepower for your wheels. Now, another thing that Entegra does is they do these vertical louvers. So they actually pull the air in, which cools your radiator and your engine. One of the things that you might want to do just to keep your coach in good condition is occasionally take your garden hose, just put your thumb over the end of it and clean off the louvers here and the radiator fins. Now you don't want to use a power washer, that's too strong, but just use your garden hose, occasionally clean that out so that it can just bring that air in and work more efficiently. Behind this little door here, lock door, we have our DEF or DEF. That stands for diesel exhaust fluid. So this is the fill for the driver's side of the coach. Here we have the compartment for your stinky slinky or macerator hose. So that just tucks away nicely in here and keeps your wet bay nice and clean. Here we are at the wet bay. So we have our hose reel. You can see that I've pulled that in. I've put it right through there. That's nice and tight fitting so that we don't need to worry about, first of all, we can shut the door, and secondly, we don't have to worry about rodents or anything getting into the coach that we don't want. So simply push that up and retract the reel, which is really nice. Then we have our sewer rinse here. Now the sewer rinse is not like a big heavy duty rinse, but it does have like a PVC pipe that shoots some water into your sewage tank and kind of pushes debris the right direction. Okay, here's our freshwater connection. And then if we want to fill the tank, we turn it. And once we're hooked up, once it's full, we just want to leave it here and hook it up to city water. Now right here, we would have the water filter for our drinking water, which would also work into the refrigerator as well. That hasn't been hooked up. We have a light, super nice to have that. Our macerator on and off switch. And this is our wastewater holding tank. So our gray tank and then our sewage holding tank. This is our sea level 2 monitoring system. So we have one of these on the outside of the coach and on the inside of the coach. And there's the water filter for the rest of the coach. And we have the nice shower, or not shower hose, it used to be a shower hose, but actually, spray so that we can rinse off before we get into the coach. And behind the door here, we have got a spot for our soap and our paper towels. And then we can simply take off this panel. We have the third RV SaniCon system here. So basically that works like a garbage disposal for your black tank. And then we also have the manual dump site here as well. All right, here's our 50 amp shore power cord, and this is 35 feet long. And all you have to do is just hit that reel here, and that automatically pulls up. That's super nice, especially if it's a cold morning and wrestling with one of these shore power cords is not any fun. Here we have our Surge Guard RV power protection, which is basically a surge suppression system. We have our cable hookup here, 110 outlet. We have our diesel aqua hot here. We have our control panel back here, which lights up and will actually give us some diagnostics and tell us what it's doing. Then we have the fuel filter for our aqua hot. The fuel filter and the fuel nozzle inside the diesel aqua hot need to be serviced once a year. And this is our aqua hot overflow. Here we have the driver's side of our huge storage compartment. Notice that we have our Dirt Devil system in here. So this is where we change the bags for our vacuum. Again, tons of space in here. And then we're gonna go over to our driver's side pass-through tray. And here is our last storage compartment for the driver's side of the coach. Another big, nice, tall storage area. Here we have our fuel fill for the driver's side of the coach. And moving along, docking light. And last but not least, we have our power control center for the chassis front end of the coach. And then we have our fuses for the inside of the coach, and you can see they're nicely labeled. We also have our control panel for our slide out rooms right here. And then we have these power points that go to the chassis batteries, and we have our release for our generator. All right, I've released the front cap here. So behind this, we've got our 10,000 watt Onan generator, and you're gonna be able to run everything inside the coach with that without worrying about tripping a breaker. You also have your windshield wiper fluid here, and your electric horn here, and your air horn is right up over in there. You can't really see it, but just know that it's there. Trust me. I wanted to point out this right here. This is your dash AC air condenser, and this is run by a 12-volt fan right here. So you only have a 5-foot hose that carries your Freon up to your dash AC, so that makes it much cooler and very efficient. Most other manufacturers use their engine fan for this, and we've already talked about that the engine fan, it can take 30 horsepower, so we don't want to use that if we don't have to. Plus, they've got to make it travel 50 through 53 feet of hose, and it's not going to be as cool when it gets up to the dash. So this is much more efficient. Just about ready to head inside to my favorite part of the coach. But before we go in, I want to let you know there's 3 ways that you can access the coach. So you've got your key, obviously, your key fob, which you can lock and unlock the coach, and then you have your keyless entry. So you can create your own secure code. Another great feature with the key fob is that when you're coming up to your coach at night, you can hit the unlock button and your porch light is going to go on and your handlebar is going to illuminate. So it's just a nice safety feature. You can see if there's anyone around your coach. So another great feature. Now I've got the steps locked in the out position. So once you're at your camping space, you don't want your steps going in and out every time you open this door. So I've locked them so I can just get into my coach. Steps are there. Let's head inside. Now when I first walk into the coach, there's a great little drawer here so you can put your keys, shoes, flip-flops, dog leashes. Nice to have a little spot there right as you enter. And then we go over to the panel here. So we have our main power cutoff switch here. Then we have our step power switch, which I talked about. So our steps are out, they're gonna stay out because I don't want to, overwork that motor, having to go in and out every time the door opens and closes. We also have our step light, so you're gonna be able to see as soon as you walk into your coach, just hit that. The other button that I love is the master light switch. So I can turn that, I can hit all the lights on right when I come into the coach. Another switch that's great is your cargo lights. So you can just hit that on and off, illuminate all the storage bays from right here. Then we have the lights underneath our slide out, the awning lights, our motion light, security light, entry light, and our porch light. As I come in, I've got great grab bars. So here and then right here, these will help you as you're entering or exiting the coach. And then we've got the beautiful sienna interior in this coach, and this is our 32-inch HD TV. I want to show you a few features on our captain's chair here. So first thing, we've got our step cover. So I'm just going to push that and out comes the base here so I don't fall in the stairwell. And I've also got controls here for my passenger shades. So for my day and for my night shades, I can control them from right here. I've got 2 USB ports, my drink holder, and then behind the whole console is a 110 outlet. So I've got that as well. They've changed the console cover. It's got that wood grain look, so it just looks a little bit more high-end this year. Now the chair is very nice as well. I've got controls so I can put my footrest up, get ready to be in great traveling, try to stay awake, be the passenger that stays awake. I can recline and I can move my seat forward, backwards, up, down, and tilt. So I'm going to travel in comfort. Right behind this cabinet, we have a lot of control panels. So this is the display for our solar panels, and it's going to show us what kind of amps the solar panels are pulling in. This is our auto gen start. So this will, if the coach detects when it's set that your batteries are running low, it's going to automatically start the generator. and then recharge your batteries. It will also take information from the thermostat to either start your AC or your heat, depending on how you've set it. This is our power control system, which is basically an energy management system. So it's going to tell us, first of all, what we're hooked into: 50 amp, if we're using our generator, 30 amp, and it's not going to allow the coach to use more power than it can. So it's going to shed the load when needed. So it's going to show us our status right here, and it will turn off the water heater first, then your rear AC, your dryer, and then your front AC. This is our entry door awning, so that's easy. Extend and retract. And our slide controls, so we have our extend and retract for the passenger slide and the driver slide. This is our Girard awning for inside the coach. So I showed the little remote outside. This is how you control the awnings from inside. And then this is our inverter display here. So this is going to show us, we have a float charge right now. When you are here at National Indoor RV Centers, one of the most important thing is you're always going to be plugged into 50 amp service. So our storage employees will plug you in, and then they always are instructed to come in and make sure that your inverter is charging. Behind here we have our breaker box control panel. So everything behind this panel here is either run off your shore power or your generator. Then we have one circuit that runs down into your inverter and brings the charge back up here to run these items off your inverter, which are your refrigerator, your microwave, your kitchen, living room, bedroom, and your cab and dash area. So if I didn't read it, that means that you have to run it off your shore power or your generator. Entegra has given us some great storage up front. So right above the driver's seat, again, we have our 32-inch HD TV and more storage. Now let's move into the gorgeous interior of the Aspire. This is the 44B floor plan. This is one of Entegra's most popular floor plans. So this is the optional theater seating that comes in the 44B. You can do this or the L-shaped sofa. Notice how beautiful the ultra leather here is. This is all made by Flex Steel, and this is the Sienna interior package. So I love the theater seating. It's a very comfortable. Sit down, hit your button, and you almost go vertical. So it would be a challenge for me to stay awake in this position. So you have 3 powered sections, and then you have this nice cup holder here and great storage in there. Along with the storage area, you've got 2 USB charging ports. So that's great. We can sit here, charge our cell phone or our iPad. And then we've got a little storage tray. Great place for your remotes. I hate to have those sitting out, so I like that. Notice the beautiful porcelain tile floor. Just really elegant coach. And then we have our optional booth dinette. So you can either go with the booth dinette or you can go with the, you'd have a cabinet here and then table and chairs with 2 extra folding chairs when you go with the table and chairs. The booth, you don't have the extra folding chairs, but you do have a lot of room here. You can easily get 4 at the table, and then you have storage underneath your booth. And your table does extend. You can see that we can easily get 4 here for dinner. You know, coaches, the saying goes, drink 6, eats 4, sleeps 2. It really is a nice amount of storage in this Aspire. This is all open throughout. There's no dividers inside there, so you can put your stuff in however it fits best in little totes, but you've got tons of space there, and then you've got 3 more cabinets over here on this side. Entegra made a change this year. They made the fireplace much bigger. You also get the 50-inch smart TV, and then behind this panel here, you've got your Winegard Traveler, and this is also where you'd be putting your DirecTV receiver or your dish receiver in here, and your Blu-ray player there. I get asked all the time, what is the best way to heat this coach? Well, you've got 4 options in the Aspire. First of all, you've got your heat pumps, which are on your AC units. So those are good till you hit about 40 degrees. Then you're gonna have to go to other methods to help you. So the Aspire comes standard with heated floors, and you've got this great fireplace. So they've made the fireplace bigger this year. It's remote controlled, so you just turn it on. This will heat 500 square feet. Now don't quote me on this, but I think this fire is around 440. So between your heated floors and the fireplace, and then if you turn the fans on in your heat pumps, just the fans, you're gonna circulate that hot air. I can already feel it's blowing out on me, and we don't need to keep that on because it's already hot. So you have those three options, and then you always have your furnace, which works off of your diesel aqua hot. The Aspire has all new ceiling treatments for 2019, cute little lights, and they've just done a fantastic job on this interior package. All right, now to my favorite part, the kitchen. In the 44B, you get a great amount of counter space. Again, they've given you extra counter space here, which is really nice, especially if you're entertaining guests, and you don't lose any storage either. So nice deep drawers. Another thing the Entegra does is gives us our little paint samples for the exterior of the coach. Great thing to have in case we get a little rock chip or something. Then this is another favorite. This is new as well. They've got this little slider here. You can keep your brushes here, but you've got a little plastic slide, so if you don't want to open up your full cabinet, you can just slide some of your garbage or waste right into there, and it's going to go straight into your waste basket. We've got our nice solid surface countertops and really nice covers. Stainless steel sink, and then we go into our Furrion induction cooktop, our convection microwave oven, nice and big. I like that the handle is on the side, so if fingerprints drive you crazy, you don't have to worry about that anymore. And then we've got great storage here with the pull-out shelves, so I can get to the very back of my cabinets without getting my little stool out. And look how nice, tall, I can get pots and pans. I can put my Instapot in here. It's great. Then we have the Whirlpool residential refrigerator. So that's as big or bigger as my refrigerator at home. Really nice with the extra tray. And then we have the freezer with the nice compartments as well. And the ice maker. So we've got water and ice at the door. All right, another thing that they've added for 2019 is they've given us a stovetop cover and a place to put it. Entegra's always really good about that. So fits nicely up there above your convection microwave oven, and then you've got a little lip on it, so it just fits right over your stovetop. So again, if you're not using the stovetop, it gives you, look how much extra counter space that gives you. It's wonderful. And forgot to show you earlier, but they also always give us a place for our sink covers, nice and lined. So just another thing that contributes to the quietest riding, best handling coach on the market today, period. I also want you to notice the backsplash. This is one of the new additions for 2019, and I just think it looks fabulous. And we have in the Aspire, we get everything. We have a dishwasher, so we have a nice little caddy for our silverware. We can get at least 9 plates along here. These go up and down, so if you need a big flat area, you can do that. Really nice. And another favorite, I just keep showing you all my favorites, but I love that they give you this silverware drawer here. So you can just line that and put your silverware in. And again, nice full drawers. And don't forget, we've got our central vac, so we've got our little dustpan here. All of our furry friends' hair and debris, we just sweep up right into there. Another bonus of this floor plan is the huge pantry. So really nice big pantry. You can see that these are adjustable shelves, so you can get in big pots and pans, tall cereal boxes, whatever you need. And then just over here to the side, we've got the outlet for our central vac. I mentioned the dustpan, but didn't show you where the central vac was. And then we've got our max air vent control, and we head into our half bath. Before we get there, I want to show you that we've got the multiplex lighting system. So you can easily just turn on all your lights here. Also, you've got your panel light. So if this is going to keep you up at night, or you don't want that light on, you want to make it completely dark, just hold that and you can take that all the way off. All right, into the roomy half bath. I love this bathroom because I don't feel cramped in here at all. We've got a nice towel hook over here to the side. I've got plenty of room, a window, and then look at this medicine cabinet. So really, you know, your spouse can have, this is his bathroom. And then we've got our control center here. This is our control panel, and then our aqua hot burner. We can turn that on and off here. Our sea level 2 tank monitoring system. I like to mention that Entegra is big on redundancy. So we have one of these in our wet bay, and then again here in the bathroom. And then our controller for our AC and heat right here. We have also the slide extenders right here, so we can just extend or retract our passenger slide for the rear of the coach and our driver's slide for the rear of the coach. Another max air fan that we've got the controller for, and then look at all that counter space. Beautiful solid surface. This goes right into the sink. Again, more storage. Quite a bit of storage under there. So it's a really nice big half bath. Welcome to the beautiful master bedroom. So I love that you get the king bed and you still have nice room here to walk besides the bed. One of the little features I'm going to show you since I'm here, you've got your reading lights, and they're just simply push button. While I'm back here, notice the pretty new headboard design, and then our valances, and they're tapered, so you're not going to hit your arms. Gives you a little extra room. Really like that. On your nightstand, 2 nightstands. Each of those have USB ports and 110 outlets, so that's great. Plus a little cabinet for storage, and of course we have our ceiling fan. Still, the control is underneath your pillow area, so that's easy to get to. I also love that we've got these nice solid wood, really nice solid wood doors that then when you push them back, they lock into place. Again, that contributes to the quietest riding, best handling coach on the market because they're not going to be rattling around as you're going down the road. We have our 32-inch HD TV, and then behind that, we've got our safe and DVD player. And then again, great storage. Another thing that I like, there's no divider there, so I can fill up that space whatever works for me best. So they've made this really easy to change your filters. Just push it in there at the ends. There's your filter. Take that outside or to your sink, wash it off, bring it back, lay it in there, and it just pops right back up. I'll make this look really easy, folks. Here we go. And then again, the nice solid surface countertops. Really great amount of storage, nice deep drawers, and then of course we have our storage that is underneath the bed. So that's really deep, gives you a lot of extra space there, and then it's easy to move up and down. Also, I wanted to show you a little bit more on the lighting panel here. Forgot to tell you earlier that you've got arrows that go up and down. So if you want to set the mood in the bedroom just a little bit, hold that down and you're going to be able to dim the lights. And then if you want to bring them back to full brightness, you're just going to go to your master on and off, hold that, and it'll bring back to the full light. Right, behind the pocket door, whenever we have a pocket door, they always are going to lock into place as well. Then we move into our beautiful master bathroom. So this has a great big solid surface countertop, and I love how the countertop just goes right into the sink. So sort of seamless, and it looks really nice. Again, with our beautiful backsplash. And then again, they've added the medicine cabinet behind the mirrors, which is a great use of space. So look at all of this space that we get. It's just really a ton of space. I mean, I don't even know that I need all this drawer space below now, but you've got a very, very good storage in this master bathroom. And then we have the great closet here, tons of hanging space, folding space. They've just done a great job. And behind this sliding door, I love that they made this a sliding door. We have our Whirlpool washer and dryer. So another max vent air fan here. And then we have our push button toilet. This is a Sanacon toilet, so it's a macerator toilet, so it's going to push everything into your black tank. And then they've added this nice new big shower. So they've got the Centrel like solid surface walls, so you don't have the fiberglass foam that kind of took up some of your space. So you have lots of space in here. It's just very, very roomy and beautiful. I wanted to show you this Aspire with the slides in. So you can see that I've got lots of room here. I can easily get into my pantry. I could get anything in or out of there that I would need. Access to my half bathroom. So easily in and out. That door's gonna open all the way. I can work in my kitchen, microwave, dishwasher, refrigerator. I could easily be making lunch or dinner here at the sink, and I've even got this extended, so once I push that table in, a nice big walkway. One of the things I love about our industry is that our customers come in all shapes and sizes and all ages. Today I want to introduce you to one of our biggest fans and RV experts. His name is Stefano, and he's 9 years old. I think he's watched every one of our videos, and he's got all the information down pat. So I've asked him here today to help me give some details about the dash in the Aspire. So Stefano, can I sit by you? All right, let's tell the folks what these buttons stand for.
This is for the house battery, and this is when it's turned on, when your pet is around. So when your pet is here, your battery doesn't go low.
It's a little protection switch so that he can't touch the button, right? Mm-hmm. Great.
And battery boost is like when both of your battery and chassis batteries are down. They need to combine, so you will press this.
Right.
And this is the pedal switch.
Right.
So retrieve and go back in.
So I can make that just perfect for me when I'm driving.
And the air horn, when the air horn is off, it'll make like that noise. And when the air horn is on, it'll make...
Now they're going to get out of your way, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Dump auto, you really put it on auto unless if you have to take a big U-turn.
Make a really tight U-turn, otherwise we're just going to keep it in auto all the time.
Docking lights, if I turn it on, all your docking lights will turn on.
Right. What's that special switch? Why is it so different from all the rest?
Well, this is for if you're driving down the road and you need, when you're going down the hill and you need to stop, you can press this and it will stop.
That's your engine brake. So if we're driving and we want to be able to find that button while we're driving, we don't have to look down. We can just put our hand over there and feel it, and then we know right where it is, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And this is the menu button.
Mm-hmm. So hit the menu select, and then we're going to see if we had the coach on right now, we'd have a menu come up, and then we'd go scroll through all the functions.
And this is your night shade.
For the passenger.
And this is your day shade.
For the passenger. And then what are the other two buttons?
The other two are for the day shade for the driver and night for the driver.
Yep. And then we've got two more to go over. What are those?
This is for your
mirrors.
and
Exterior mirrors.
exterior mirrors.
And you can adjust those from inside the coach.
And this is for mirror defrost. So when they're frosted, you can just press it and it'll defrost.
Yep, that was great. Thank you so much. You're a big help. Here we have our headlights. They also illuminate the dash and their cup holders. We have our panel lights, and those are dimmable. So you can just hit this and get it to the brightness that you like while you're driving. Fog lights, our accent lights, or what I like to call our show-off lights. This is where we turn those on and off. And then we have our map lights. We have an on, off, and auto. So when we have this on auto, when we open our side door, the light will automatically come on. Then we have our equalizer system, which is our hydraulic leveling jacks. So we have auto level and all retract. Over here we have our steering column. So we have a lever here that when we pull it, we can adjust the steering column to what's comfortable for us. We also have our left and right turn signals. And then when we pull that forward, we also have our brights. All right, here we've got your headlights. We use these when a big truck is passing us. We want to let them know that it's safe for them to pull in front of us. So we just hit that light. We'll turn off our headlight for just as long as we depress the button and turn it back on, and he'll know that he's safe to go in front of us. If we are passing a big truck and he lets us know that it's safe for us to pull in front of him, then we'll hit our courtesy lights or marker lights 3 times just to say thank you. Here's our cruise control. Now we can use this a couple different ways. Obviously you turn it on, set your cruise, resume, but you can also use this when you're airing up your coach. I'm always in a hurry. You can ask my husband. So if you want to put your coach in a high idle, you would come over and hit the on button and then hit the set or resume button, and you're going to see your RPMs go up significantly, and it's going to start to air up your coach faster. Here we have the controls for our windshield wipers, so you can merely just turn them on and you can adjust them high or low, turn them off. But if you want to set it so that it's intermittent and you determine how fast or slow they go, you can also do that. So you'd hit this button here, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, hit it again. Now it should be on that 3-second loop that I've programmed it to go at. So this is the Allison 3000 transmission. So we just hit R for reverse, N for neutral, D for drive. And if you're wondering what this mode button is, this will put you into a fuel economy mode. So all you do, hit that button. That's it, just leave it alone. And it will help your fuel economy. Here's our display, so you can see all the functions that this does. And go to our navigation, and then below this we have our rear camera. So if we touch the screen, we can have a horizon view. I'll demonstrate this when I'm driving too. You'll be able to see it a little bit better. Or just our normal view, or we can look at our hitch. And now we have the hitch view. So that's pretty cool. Then we have our AC and heat display or controls for the dash. Here we can start our generator, and we've got USB outlet and a 12 volt. We have our 2 cup holders and a nice little storage drawer here. Obviously, this is one of the most important buttons on the coach. This is our emergency brake, so pull to apply and then push to release. One of the great new features for 2019 in the Aspire is that we have a keyless ignition. So it's pretty cool. I keep looking for the key because I'm not used to it yet, but you do need to have your key fob in the near proximity for it to work. So I'm going to just go ahead and set this over here. And I'm going to show you there's kind of a 3-step starting process or 2-step. I'm going to show you the 3 because I'm going to show you how to get into accessory mode first. So that's easy. You just come over here, push the button. It's going to light up yellow. That means we're in accessory mode. But now I want to go ahead and start the coach. So I'm going to push the button again. Now I'm going to, we're in ignition mode, but now I want to actually start the coach. So I'm going to put my foot on the brake and start the coach. All right, there's 2 ways that you can turn off the coach. So you can just hold the button for 5 seconds or until it turns off, or you can put your foot on the brake and then you don't have to hold the button as long. So I'm going to go ahead and put my foot on the brake, push the button. Goes off pretty fast, usually in about 2 to 3 seconds. All right, let's get ready for our test drive and go ahead and turn on the coach. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take a right-hand turn. Now, one of the things that you've got to get used to when you're first driving a big Class A diesel is where your turning point is. So normally when you're in your car, your tires are out in front of you. In the Class A diesel, you actually sit in front of the tires, so they're behind you. So you don't want to turn. Your turning point is the center of that front axle. So you have to think about that. You don't start your turn until the center of your front axle is at the turn. The nice thing about the Aspire, every time you turn on your right or left blinker, you're going to get a shot down the full length of the coach so you can see what's beside you. Another little hint when you're first learning to drive, well, first of all, when you're brand new to this, it's a little scary and you don't feel like you fit in your lane, but I'm about to pass a semi-truck right now. We both fully fit in our lanes together here. But you'll kind of want to hug the left side of the lane that you're driving in. So don't always drive in the left lane, just hug the left side of whatever lane you're in. All bad things happen on the right side of the coach. Trees, street signs, road debris, so you're just safer hugging the left side of the lane. All right, we're coming up to a stop, so I'm just gonna let the engine brake slow us down now. I've got it on high. My foot's off the pedal, the gas pedal, my foot is not on the brake. And you can see that it's doing all the work for me and slowing us right down. All right, so if you've heard me say it once, who's the quietest riding, best handling coach on the market today, period? Entegra. So to prove that point, I've got the engine running, obviously, the generator's going, and I've got the ACs running. And our decibel reader is at 77.7. So it really is the quietest riding, best handling coach on the market today, period. One of the things that's obviously going to help you enjoy your ride is that we have cruise control on the Aspire. So I want to get it up to about between 60, the speed limit here I think is about 65. National Indoor RV Centers, we don't recommend that you drive your coach over 70 miles per hour just for the safety and your tires, basically. The tires getting too hot, and we just want to keep our customers safe and coming back to us. So once I'm getting close, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my cruise control button, turn it on. And then I'm going to set that. Now I can take my foot off the gas pedal and I can just sit back and enjoy this beautiful ride. Nice big windshield. This is your own like motion picture movie going on in front of you. We're here in Georgia where it's just absolutely gorgeous. So we are very lucky to live in a country that has so many beautiful things to see. So come and buy an RV and start enjoying making the country your backyard. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of the 2019 Entegra Aspire. I get asked all the time, how much is this beautiful coach? So Entegra, the manufacturer, has asked us to share MSRP, which is manufacturer's suggested retail price, which is $463,680, and I can also share manufacturer's minimum advertised price, which is $347,760. If you want to find out what NIRVC's price is, you'll have to give us a call. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and please feel free to leave a comment if there's anything I've left out or something that you'd like to learn more about in our next video.